Younger women hate when older guys do this. 10 unattractive habits, Old Stoic Wisdom. Tons of people will tell you that younger women often prefer older men. And it's true. Qualities like wisdom, emotional maturity, and a stable foundation are undeniably attractive. However, there's a catch. Many older men don't know how to leverage these strengths effectively. I've witnessed countless men in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s repeatedly make the same mistakes when engaging with younger women. Despite their experience and potential, they keep missing the mark, ending up frustrated, single, and feeling stuck. The problem isn't just about missing out on romance. It's about missing the opportunity to show who you really are. When you make the wrong move, it's not just your chances that slip away. It's the chance to reveal your true worth. Older men possess valuable qualities like wisdom, stability, and the ability to offer a deeper connection that younger men might struggle to match. But here's the good news. Correcting these missteps doesn't mean changing who you are. It's about recognizing where things go wrong and stepping into the confident, grounded man you've always had the potential to be. Today, I'm going to highlight the 7 most common mistakes older men make when interacting with younger women. By avoiding these, not only will you improve how women perceive you, but you'll also elevate the way you see yourself. So stay tuned. Let's start with the first mistake. Mistake 1. Trying too hard to look young. One of the biggest missteps older men often make is the overwhelming urge to appear younger. This mistake shows up in many forms. Perhaps it's dressing in clothes that feel out of place, trying to use slang that sounds unnatural, or chasing after trends that just don't align with your personal style. While these attempts may seem harmless, the outcome is rarely positive. More often than not, it comes across as forced and, frankly, inauthentic. Younger women don't find these efforts attractive. Rather than perceiving you as confident and composed, they may see someone who is insecure about their age, clinging to a mold that never quite fits. The result? A disconnect that is hard to overcome. Here's the reality. Attempting to look or act younger isn't the key to being more appealing. In fact, it tends to have the opposite effect. What truly makes you attractive is embracing your age with self-assurance. When you confidently accept your maturity, you radiate wisdom and depth, which are qualities that younger women find incredibly appealing. A man who is well-groomed, knows how to dress appropriately for his age, and carries himself with confidence will always stand out more than someone desperately trying to pretend they're someone else. It's not about clinging to the past, but rather embracing the present with all its possibilities. Consider investing in a wardrobe that reflects both your maturity and modernity. There's no reason you can't be stylish while acknowledging that you're no longer in your 20s. Focus on your health and fitness, not because you're trying to turn back time, but because it makes you feel good and allows you to be the best version of yourself at any age. When it comes to conversations, resist the urge to force yourself into the latest slang or pop culture trends just to appear cool. Speak with authenticity and insight. These qualities naturally exude the kind of wisdom and depth that younger men may still be searching for. Younger women are often drawn to older men, not just for their physical appearance, but because of the qualities that come with age, experience, stability, and a quiet confidence. When you try to mimic younger men, you're actively undermining the very traits that make you attractive in the first place. Instead of competing with younger guys, which is a game you're unlikely to win, focus on what makes you unique. Let your experience and calm confidence shine through. That's the key to being truly irresistible. Mistake 2. Idolizing her. Imagine you're face-to-face with a younger woman who's not just attractive, but exudes a sense of energy and confidence that might even feel a bit intimidating. What's your first reaction? For many older men, the instinct is to freeze or panic, thinking, "She's out of my league. I can't mess this up." From that point on, the mistake begins. You may find yourself overcompensating, trying too hard to be agreeable, polite, and accommodating. doing whatever you can to avoid saying or doing something that might make her uncomfortable. You stick to shallow, safe conversations, trying to project a perfect version of yourself, hoping to impress her. But here's the problem. All this extra effort has the opposite effect. Instead of making you seem appealing, it makes you seem desperate and uninteresting. The truth is, women don't fall for men who put them on pedestals. They fall for men who treat them as equals and approach them with calm, grounded confidence. The core issue here is how you see her. When you idolize someone, you place them above you as if they are a prize to be won, someone you don't deserve. This mindset creates a sense of pressure that makes every interaction feel like a high-stakes situation. You start overthinking, second-guessing yourself, and projecting an aura of insecurity. Not only does this behavior become unattractive, but it also makes the whole experience exhausting for both of you. She senses that you're placing her on a pedestal, and as a result, she begins to see you as less valuable, which diminishes her perception of you. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters. The way you react to a situation, especially with a younger woman, speaks volumes about your own confidence and self-worth. To break free from idolizing younger women, you need to normalize your interactions with them. Start talking to women of all ages without putting so much importance on the outcome of the conversation. When you engage with women regularly, regardless of their age, you'll realize that they're just people, full of quirks and imperfections like anyone else. This understanding helps to take away the pressure you feel and enables you to approach her as you would a peer, someone you can connect with without the fear of judgment or rejection. It's essential to shift your mindset from thinking that she's a rare treasure to understanding that she's another human being who, just like you, is looking for connection and compatibility. Remember, you're not auditioning for her approval. She's not a trophy waiting to be won or a validation of your worth. She's an individual who can decide whether or not the two of you have a genuine connection. Once you embrace this perspective, the fear of rejection or loss fades away because you realize there will always be someone else out there. And in that realization, you discover your true power. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By shifting your perspective, you take back control of your own happiness, and in turn, become more attractive and authentic in your interactions. So next time you're in front of a younger woman, remind yourself that she's just another person, not some unapproachable ideal. Approach her confidently and watch as your true self shines through. And hey, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What habits or experiences have you had in approaching women of different ages? Share your opinions in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. Mistake 3. Leading with money. The fatal trap you must avoid. Men, listen closely. There is a fatal mistake many older men make, believing that their wealth is the ultimate key to winning the hearts of younger women. They think, if I flaunt my success, my fancy car, my high-paying job, my luxurious vacations, she'll be impressed, and I'll have her wrapped around my finger. This is a dangerous illusion. What happens when you lead with money is simple. You turn yourself into nothing more than a walking ATM. Money might grab her attention at first, but that attention will be fleeting, shallow, and empty. It won't last. Money signals success, yes, but it doesn't signal character, respect, or emotional depth, the things that matter in a lasting, meaningful relationship. Let's get real for a moment. If the only thing you're offering is a flashy lifestyle or expensive gifts, you attract women who are there for one reason, and one reason only: what you can provide them. These women are not seeking a genuine connection. They're interested in what they can extract from you. And let me make this crystal clear. You deserve more than that. You deserve a relationship that's built on mutual respect, genuine attraction, and shared values. A relationship where your success is simply a byproduct of the person you are, not the cornerstone of your identity. True connection doesn't come from buying someone's affection. The women worth your time, those who are genuine, grounded, and looking for more than just a free ride, are searching for a partner they can connect with, share ideas with, and build something lasting. Don't make the mistake of thinking that your bank account can do the heavy lifting in a relationship. The reality is, it can't. And leading with money will only lead you into shallow waters. You must present yourself as a complete package, a man of character, integrity, and confidence, who just happens to be successful. When you show up with this attitude, you naturally attract the kind of woman who values you for who you are, not what you have. The key here is subtlety. Don't make your wealth the centerpiece of your persona. Let it shine through in the background as part of the whole man you are. Your character, your principles, your emotional intelligence, these are the things that create lasting connections. Money may be a tool, but it is never the defining element. Stop leading with it, and instead, lead with your character, your wisdom, and your unique perspective on life. This isn't just theory. This is the wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, said Epictetus, an ancient Stoic philosopher. In other words, true wealth isn't measured by what you can give others. It's measured by the strength of your character, your values, and your ability to connect on a deeper level. Be a man who leads with his inner worth, and watch as the right kind of women are drawn to you like magnets. The bottom line is simple. Money is a tool. It's not a crutch, nor is it a shortcut to real, lasting connections. If you want a woman to respect you, to value you, to want to build a meaningful relationship with you, you must present yourself as a man of substance, not just a man of wealth. Show up as the man you were always meant to be, confident, secure in who you are, and unafraid to share your true self. And remember this. It's not the gifts or the fancy dinners that create lasting bonds. It's your integrity, your personality, and your ability to connect on a genuine level. So, if you're leading with money, stop. Instead, lead with your character, your values, and the wisdom that comes from living a full, rich life. Now, let's get real. Are you ready to stop letting money define you and start letting your character shine through? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, true connection comes when you lead with your true self. If you agree that character and wisdom matter more than wealth, drop a comment right now. I am the man of substance. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remind yourself daily, wealth isn't what you show, it's who you are. Mistake 4. Positioning yourself as a mentor. Many older men, perhaps unknowingly, fall into the trap of positioning themselves as mentors to younger women. The common mindset here is something like, if I show her how much I can teach her, she'll eventually realize how valuable I am. This leads to a well-intentioned approach of offering career advice, life wisdom, or general guidance, all while hiding one's true romantic intentions. At first glance, this might seem harmless. After all, offering value and sharing knowledge is a good thing, right? However, the issue arises when you adopt the mentor role. You inadvertently strip away any potential for romantic or sexual tension. Instead of becoming a desirable partner, you become a figure she respects or admires, but not someone she views in a romantic light. Worse yet, when you finally decide to make your move, it often feels awkward and forced. She's caught off guard, and instead of being flattered, she's left uncomfortable. Why does this happen? Because you've spent all this time presenting yourself as a teacher, not as someone with romantic interest. The key to navigating this is understanding that a younger woman needs to see you as more than just a well-meaning advisor. The moment you begin engaging with her, it's crucial to establish a flirtatious, light-hearted atmosphere from the start. Don't wait weeks or months to reveal your true intentions, because by that point, it's often too late. Rather than waiting, incorporate playful teasing, light compliments, and spontaneous moments of connection early on. This helps to set the tone of the dynamic, turning it into something that's both engaging and romantic, rather than one-sided and distant. Moreover, authenticity plays a major role in any connection. Women can sense when you're being disingenuous, so don't pretend to be a mentor if that's not your true intention. Be upfront with your energy and allow her to see the confident, charismatic side of you. The balance here is crucial. Show her that you're wise and experienced, but don't let those qualities overshadow your ability to have fun, create chemistry, and engage in playful banter. The most magnetic and attractive relationships aren't built solely on wisdom or life experience, but on shared experiences, mutual respect, and the ability to connect on multiple levels. Once you stop hiding behind the mentor role and start allowing the dynamic to be more authentic, you'll find that genuine attraction flows much more naturally. The risk of falling into the dreaded friend zone becomes much less likely, and the relationship becomes much more fluid and emotionally connected. So the next time you find yourself slipping into the mentor role, remind yourself to step back, reassess, and start creating a vibe that is equally wise and flirty, and you'll be more likely to engage in the kind of romantic interaction that has real potential. As the great philosopher Aristotle once said, "The more you know, the more you realize you don't know." This can certainly apply to relationships. Understanding that your knowledge and experience are valuable, but that true connections require a sense of fun and chemistry, can lead to a much richer dynamic. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever found yourself unintentionally slipping into the mentor role in a relationship? Mistake 5. Ignoring her interests and opinions. Many older men, often entrenched in their years of experience, fall into the dangerous habit of focusing solely on what they bring to the table, be it wisdom, achievements, or life lessons. But here's the hard truth. If all you ever do is talk about yourself, you're missing the point. It's not enough to dominate conversations with your stories or wisdom. If you fail to listen, to truly understand her thoughts, feelings, passions, and dreams, you risk building a relationship that feels more like a lecture than a partnership. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said, said Peter Drucker, a master of leadership. This is the essence of what younger women crave. They need to be heard, to feel that their opinions and aspirations matter. They're not looking for someone to mentor them, but rather someone who can walk alongside them, appreciating the world they're striving to build. A relationship is not a one-way street. It's a partnership, a dynamic where both individuals bring something to the table, where each person feels heard, respected, and valued. When you make the effort to ask her about what drives her, about what makes her heart race, and show genuine interest in her world, you're not just building rapport, you're forming a real connection. You're sending the message that you see her as an equal, not just a young woman to be taught, but a partner with her own unique perspectives and goals. This is how relationships thrive, through mutual respect and understanding. If you ignore her voice, you're essentially saying she doesn't matter. That's not only unattractive, it's toxic. Take a moment to shift the conversation. Ask her what excites her, what she's passionate about, and listen with genuine curiosity. You'll find that when both of you engage openly, it creates a deeper, more meaningful bond. This simple act of listening, the art of understanding, can be the difference between a relationship that flounders and one that flourishes. Don't let your wisdom become a wall that blocks her voice. Instead, let it serve as the foundation for a partnership built on trust, respect, and shared understanding. Remember, relationships are about balance, not domination. If you want her to feel valued, start by valuing her opinions. Make it a priority to ask, listen, and understand. You're not just a man offering his experience, you're a man offering his respect for her experiences too. And in return, you'll find that respect echoed back to you in ways that will strengthen the connection between you both. Engage with her, appreciate her thoughts, and your relationship will not only survive but thrive. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Mistake 6. Overcompensating with compliments. A mistake many older men often make when trying to impress younger women is overcompensating with excessive compliments, especially focusing too heavily on her appearance or youth. While it's completely natural to notice and appreciate someone's physical beauty, Constantly showering her with remarks about how gorgeous or youthful she looks can quickly come off as insincere or even patronizing. The problem arises when these compliments focus solely on external features, reducing her to nothing more than an object of admiration rather than acknowledging the depth of her being. This behavior, often born from a desire to make a good impression, can inadvertently convey the wrong message, making her feel as if she is valued only for her looks and age, not for the full range of qualities that make her who she truly is. It's important to recognize that the key to making a lasting and meaningful impression isn't about how much you praise her physical attributes, but about balancing the compliments to reflect who she is as a person, not just as an image. When you compliment her, shift the focus from her appearance to her unique traits, whether it's her intelligence, creativity, sense of humor, kindness, or the way she views the world. These qualities are often far more compelling and memorable than simply admiring her youth or beauty, which she likely hears often enough from others. Rather than telling her how youthful she looks or how much you're drawn to her looks, acknowledge her as a multifaceted individual, someone with a unique personality and a fascinating story. Compliments that reflect a genuine appreciation for her character, for the essence of who she is, will resonate far more deeply and create a much stronger connection between you two. The truth is, when you focus too much on external qualities, especially something as fleeting as youth, it can make you appear shallow or superficial. It may even lead her to question your intentions, wondering if you're more interested in her exterior than in truly getting to know her as a person. We've all heard the saying, "Beauty fades, but character endures." A relationship built on admiration for her inner qualities will have much more lasting power than one that is rooted in surface-level attraction. This notion isn't just philosophical fluff, but a timeless truth that has been recognized throughout history. Even the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, known for his wisdom on human nature, said, "It is the mark of a good man to appreciate the good in others." That's what matters in relationships, appreciating not just what someone looks like, but who they truly are inside. Genuine admiration is always more attractive than shallow flattery, and this is what sets apart a fleeting attraction from a deeper, more meaningful connection. As you move forward, it's important to remind yourself that compliments about a woman's beauty or youth are only one small part of who she is. Focus instead on what makes her an individual, what excites her, what challenges her, and what she's passionate about. By showing genuine interest in her thoughts, ideas, and experiences, you'll create a connection that's built on respect and shared values, not just external appearances. By shifting the focus to her unique traits, you not only make her feel appreciated for who she truly is, but you also pave the way for a relationship built on mutual admiration, trust, and respect. So, next time you're tempted to compliment her solely on her looks, remember that the most lasting impressions come from recognizing the full spectrum of what makes her special. Genuine compliments, rooted in respect for her whole person, will leave a much more lasting impact and help you connect on a deeper level. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever felt that your compliments were too focused on appearance? Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation. Mistake 7. Neglecting your physical presence. One of the most common yet overlooked mistakes older men make is neglecting their physical presence. Over the years, many men fall into the trap of thinking that their accomplishments, wisdom, or life experiences are enough to maintain their appeal. While those qualities are certainly important, it's essential to recognize that attraction is just as much about how you present yourself as it is about who you are. As the legendary philosopher Aristotle once said, "The more you know, the more you realize you don't know." And in many cases, older men mistakenly assume their knowledge and experience are sufficient. Yet, physical appearance still plays a vital role in attraction. You don't need to look like a fitness model, but ignoring your physical health and appearance sends a subtle message that you aren't putting in the effort. This can quickly turn a potentially appealing connection into something less attractive. Let's face it, physical neglect, whether it's sloppy dressing, unkempt grooming, or a sedentary lifestyle, has the power to overshadow even the most impressive personality. Younger women often seek older men because they represent stability, maturity, and strength. But if your external appearance doesn't align with that energy, it sends a conflicting message. And that's where the disconnect happens. The goal is not to look younger, it's to look like the best possible version of yourself. It's about presenting an image that matches your inner strength, wisdom, and character. To remedy this, the first step is simple. Focus on the basics. Start with grooming. Maintaining a neat, well-groomed look can work wonders. A tidy beard, trimmed facial hair, clean nails, and a fresh haircut can make all the difference in elevating your appearance. Invest in classic, fitted clothing instead of trendy, fleeting fashion items. Timeless styles such as a well-tailored suit, a crisp button-up shirt, or even casual yet well-fitted jeans convey that you have an understanding of what looks good, regardless of age. It's not about trying to fit in with younger trends, but rather about exuding a sense of timeless elegance and personal pride. Most importantly, prioritize your health and well-being. Regular exercise, whether it's hitting the gym, walking, or engaging in a sport, will not only help improve your physical appearance, but will also boost your confidence, energy, and mood. It's easy to let health slide as we get older, but remember, health is a reflection of your self-respect. As the famous philosopher Socrates once said, "It is not living that matters, but living rightly." A healthy body isn't just about looking better, it's about feeling better, thinking more clearly, and embracing life with vigor. In the end, your physical presence is an extension of who you are and what you value. When you take care of yourself, it shows self-respect, and that respect is contagious. A man who invests in his well-being and appearance is a man who not only cares for himself, but who also demonstrates that he is worth investing in. So take a moment to look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you presenting the best version of yourself? What small improvements can you make today to enhance the way you carry yourself in the world? Your physical presence has the potential to make a lasting impression, and by investing in it, you can show the world the strength and vitality that come from truly living well. Mistake 8. Fumbling with the age question. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a lively, enjoyable conversation with a younger woman. The vibe is perfect, everything is flowing naturally, and then, out of nowhere, she asks that dreaded question. So, how old are you? For many older men, this is a moment that can stir up a sense of panic. It's not uncommon for men to either nervously blurt out their age or awkwardly try to dodge the question altogether. In these moments, their body language becomes tense, their tone shifts, and the confident, charismatic man she was enjoying talking to suddenly seems to shrink in front of her eyes. The issue isn't the question itself, it's how the older man reacts to it. The moment you show insecurity about your age, you inadvertently signal to her that it's something you view as a problem, and when you perceive it as an issue, she's likely to start seeing it that way too. This discomfort around the age question is often rooted in a lack of self-assurance, where many older men feel societal pressure that dating a younger woman is somehow wrong or inappropriate. These feelings of shame and self-doubt can take a toll on your confidence, and that's where the real problem lies. The truth is, your age isn't the issue. The problem is how you present it. If you approach the question with hesitation, uncertainty, or discomfort, you're inviting her to perceive your age through the same negative lens. On the other hand, if you can meet the question with confidence, you'll not only show her that you're comfortable in your own skin, but you'll also set a tone of comfort and ease in the interaction. There's no need to overthink it. You have two clear options for how to handle the situation, playfully or directly. Both approaches, when done with the right energy, can work wonders. A playful response can help you break any tension and, believe it or not, even build attraction. If you feel the mood allows it, you could say something light-hearted like, "I'm actually way too old for you. We'd never work," with a playful grin. Alternatively, you could respond in a quirky way, such as, "I'm 700 months old, how about you?" This brings a light and charming tone to the conversation, and you'll find that humor can ease any potential awkwardness about the age gap. But if humor doesn't come naturally to you, that's perfectly okay. Sticking to a more straightforward, direct approach can be just as effective. Simply state your age in a calm, assured manner, such as, "I'm 47, and follow it up with a slight pause and a genuine smile. This relaxed confidence will make her feel at ease, and you can smoothly transition the conversation back to a more engaging topic. The key is to communicate through your body language, tone, and demeanour that your age is no big deal. When you own it confidently, it stops being an issue altogether. In fact, when you embrace your age, you position it as an asset, not a limitation. Think about it this way. Age brings wisdom, experience, and maturity, qualities that younger women often find incredibly appealing. Confidence in yourself and your stage in life allows her to feel secure too. The way you handle the age question sets a clear tone for how she views you, not just in that moment, but in your potential connection. If you convey that your age is something you're at peace with, she'll follow your lead and feel comfortable as well. So next time you're faced with that question, don't shrink away or try to sidestep it. Own it. Whether you go the playful route or keep it straightforward, be grounded and self-assured. Show her that you're a man who is confident in who he is, regardless of age. After all, your age is just a number, but how you carry yourself. That's what truly matters. Confidence is always attractive, and the way you handle the age question will set the stage for the kind of relationship you want to build. Mistake 9. Being too serious too soon. One common mistake that many older men make when dating younger women is being too serious too soon, which can unintentionally create an atmosphere of tension and pressure, especially in the early stages of getting to know each other. This mistake can take many forms, like pushing for a committed relationship far too quickly, discussing heavy life issues during the initial conversations, or expressing expectations that might feel overwhelming. While it's undoubtedly important to be transparent and clear about your intentions in a relationship, it's just as crucial to understand that younger women often appreciate a lighter, more relaxed approach when a relationship is still in its early stages. Being serious doesn't necessarily mean being honest or sincere. In fact, it can sometimes come across as overwhelming or even intimidating. The beginning of a relationship should be about connection, exploration, and shared moments that create a foundation for something deeper over time. What many older men fail to realize is that the young women they are interested in might be seeking a break from the weight of life's challenges rather than an immediate plunge into commitment or intense emotional conversations. Instead of diving straight into heavy topics like past relationships, family issues, or financial struggles, allow the relationship to evolve at a pace that feels comfortable for both of you. Younger women, much like anyone, want to feel a sense of ease when getting to know someone. A more casual and playful dynamic in the beginning helps both partners feel more relaxed and open. This lighter approach allows for moments of joy, humour, and discovery that build a sense of trust and mutual interest without the pressure of expectations looming over the connection. Think of it like dancing. You don't start with the most complicated steps right away. You begin with something simple and enjoyable, allowing the rhythm of the relationship to develop naturally. The early stages of any relationship should allow both individuals the freedom to explore the connection without being forced into something serious or defined too soon. In modern life, especially given the complexities and stresses that younger generations often face, be it work pressure, personal aspirations, or family dynamics, there's a natural desire to seek out relationships that feel refreshing, fun, and full of promise, without the weight of obligation or serious talk right from the outset. Relationships that begin with lightness have room to grow into something deeper over time. For instance, you might start with shared activities or light-hearted conversations that allow both people to see the world through each other's eyes. These moments might seem trivial at first, but they build a sense of comfort and connection, which is the true foundation for any strong relationship. It's a matter of pacing, ensuring that there's room for the connection to breathe without suffocating it with too much too soon. It's essential for older men to recognize that their desire for stability or commitment may not be shared at the same pace by younger women. Allowing her space to explore the connection on her own terms and at her own pace can foster a deeper bond in the long run. It also prevents the relationship from feeling forced, which could easily make the younger woman feel as though she's being rushed or pushed into a role she's not ready for. Think about how often relationships are ruined by the pressure of defining them too soon, or making them fit into predefined boxes of what they should be. This isn't to say that commitment or deep conversations have no place, but those moments are more meaningful when both partners have the time and emotional space to get there naturally. It's in this phase of lightheartedness and fun that many relationships truly begin to take root, as it helps to establish an emotional connection built on shared experiences and ease, rather than the weight of existential questions. So, resist the urge to steer the relationship into serious conversations or commitments right away. Instead, enjoy the process of getting to know each other and let the connection unfold organically. Over time, as trust deepens and emotional intimacy builds, those heavier, more serious topics can emerge in a way that feels right for both of you. Mistake 10. Overloading the conversation with your achievements. Many older men make a grave mistake by drowning a conversation in their list of accomplishments, believing that showcasing their career victories, educational feats, or past successes will impress a younger woman and elevate their value in her eyes. However, this approach often backfires. As the philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When you relentlessly highlight your past achievements, you inadvertently shift the focus away from her, and instead of building a meaningful connection, you create a one-sided conversation that makes you appear self-absorbed. Worse still, it can make it seem like you're desperately seeking validation. Younger women aren't interested in your resume. They're looking for a partner who can listen, engage, and connect with them on a deeper, emotional level. They want someone who values their thoughts, feelings, and experiences, not someone who's more focused on proving his worth. It's vital to remember that attraction is built through mutual understanding, shared experiences, and emotional resonance, not by listing titles, degrees, or accolades. In fact, true strength lies in restraint. As the great Marcus Aurelius said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little." Keep your achievements tucked away, ready to emerge organically in conversation if needed. Or better yet, let her discover them as your relationship evolves. The most powerful men are those who know when to speak, and more importantly, when to listen. A confident man doesn't need to constantly assert his value. His presence, actions, and demeanour already communicate everything that's necessary. So, instead of taking the lead in the conversation with endless self-promotion, make her the focus. Ask her meaningful questions, show genuine interest in her experiences, and let the conversation flow naturally. When you shift your attention away from your own accolades and create a balanced, respectful dialogue, the connection you build will feel authentic and effortless. A relationship grounded in mutual respect, not a race to outshine each other. Remember this: if you keep the focus on her, she'll start to see your value without you having to say a word about it. Now, take action, shift your approach. Ask yourself, how can you genuinely engage in a conversation today, rather than simply showcasing your own history? Reflect on your conversations. Are you allowing the other person to shine, or are you overloading them with your achievements? It's time to change that dynamic. Prove your worth by the way you listen and respond, not by what you list. So, there you have it. The 7 mistakes older men often make with younger women. Let's quickly recap. Idolizing her, messing up the age question, leading with money, positioning yourself as a mentor, trying too hard to look young, overloading the conversation with your achievements, and neglecting your physical presence. At the core of all these mistakes is one common theme: not fully embracing who you are. Younger women aren't looking for someone who's perfect. They're drawn to someone who is confident, self-aware, and authentic. When you let go of insecurities, stop trying to prove yourself, and focus on becoming the best version of who you are, everything changes. At Stoicism Win, we believe in helping men not just attract the right relationships, but also live with purpose and strength. Fixing these mistakes isn't just about dating. It's about transforming your mindset and building the life you deserve. If this message resonated with you, reflect on where you can improve and start applying these changes today. Becoming better isn't just a goal, it's a journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Stoicism Win.